Hello everybody, welcome to Caketastic Cakes. It's Jen. I'm going to show you today how to make deer antlers. Yes, that's right, but this is out of polymer clay. I'm stepping out of my comfort zone here, folks, so hopefully you like and subscribe because you appreciate my efforts. Alright, I'm taking a big wad of white clay, and you can see I kind of messed around with it a little bit. It's a little branched, but basically, you just take your knife and slice it down the center. I'm rolling off the bottom so that it kind of pudges out. You can see a little bit, so it's got a bit of a taper there, but leave the bottom fat because that's going to be where we're going to make the burr. And right now, I'm working on the separating two tines off of the main beam. Can you tell I Googled deer antler anatomy so I knew what the parts were called? So since I am making the numbers 40 for the guy, because he turned 40 and he likes to hunt, I'm just going to have two branches or tines coming off of my antler. If you're going to be making, a proper deer antler, look it up, take a look at how the branches and the tines all go, and then cut from there. I find it a lot easier. I tried different ways of doing this before I settled on this, and it was a lot easier to cut wedges out of one piece rather than have a separate piece and try to attach it to the main beam of the antler to add more branches. They just weren't sticking right. It didn't look as good because the antlers are very smooth. They're all one piece. They're very streamlined, so you want to keep that look. So this is going to be my number 0. I was just messing around. I figured it looked like a better 0 for my 40. And basically a lot of smoothing and a lot of gentle rolling and tapering. And I'm using my fondant spreader here just to make sure it's nice and smooth and it tapers nicely, that it's not too lumpy or anything. And I messed around with it. You know, the tips aren't real pointy because, I'm not actually protecting a hurt or anything. I don't want anyone getting hurt. But like I said, leave the bottom thick. Once you get it in nice shape, just put it aside. It's not going to harden or dry out since it's clay. Just put it aside. All right, since I tried it on the 1 and I kind of like the idea of it, this is going to be the 4. Same idea as before. I got a big roll of white, and I'm going to just start rolling off those two tines and smoothing it out. You just pinch and pull, and clay is really pretty versatile. It's pretty forgiving, I gotta say. A little bit more so, I think, than gum paste. The only thing that's difficult about it is it doesn't harden up until you bake it. So yeah, you can't just put it aside and work on a different part and then come back and have it hold its shape anymore. Every time I picked it up or moved it, those little tines would flop around on me. It's just like I did with the other one. Using my fondant spreader, rolling it out, tapering it out. I ended up trimming some off because it was super long and I had a size I had to stay in the range of. Just like the 0, I gave the bottom, the base there, the pedicle, where it connects to the pedicle, I should say, a bit of a tapered edge there. And in order to bake polymer clay, you're going to bake it at about 350 for 15 minutes for every 1/4 inch of thickness. Okay, so I stuck these in for a little while. I think it was about half an hour or 45 minutes. And then I pulled them out. Now those are nice and hard. This is a strip of regular soft clay that I'm wrapping around the bottom of the base, because the burr of an antler has this, I don't know how to describe it. It's like a flared edge around it, and it has like these little niches, it kind of knobs around. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm putting this band around it and using the back of my knife blade and just pressing indentations all around it. If you Google, or look up Bing, whatever you search, Bing, who bings? If you use your search engine and look up deer antlers, you're going to see this little ruffled edge kind of around the base, so you'll know what it is I'm trying to accomplish here. And leave the bottom of your antler, a little bit on the rougher side too. That's fine. I'm just following the ruffled edge all the way around to the bottom of the antler too. And you're also going to find, if you do work with clay, that when you bake it and try to add something that hasn't been baked to it, it does not stick. They hate each other. It's really difficult and frustrating, so be patient. I edited probably, like half an hour of me fighting and swearing at this thing. You see how it's a little loose on the one side there? Yeah, that was like attempt number 17. And I was like, you know what? This is how it's going to go. So yeah, I ended up sticking on this piece of wood. Oh, I bake my polymer clay on pieces of wood. It's untreated. Do not use treated wood, people. And it's just a piece of pine. Stick it in the oven. Bake it for another like 15 minutes, I'd say. Now I'm going to paint it. I'm using just acrylic paint. I'm using like a beige and a brown kind of creamy baby poo color for all you moms out there. You know what, you're hearing me. You know, mix them together, and don't get too crazy thorough with the mixing if you can help it. This is going to be a base coating. It's just a light creamy color. If you guys are using gum paste to make your gum paste kind of a cream color at the beginning, because antlers are not white, you know, they're very earth toned and browns, and they're not a clean solid color. They have a lot of streaks and shades to them. So I'm going to be painting all over the base coat of this one, and I just wanted to show it to you. When it dries a little bit, it dries pretty quick, so then you can paint the bottom of it as well where I was holding on. Otherwise you get paint all over your fingers, which you're probably going to do anyway. So yeah, paint them both, put them aside, and then let them dry. Now I've got that same kind of a light orangey brown color, and I'm kind of dry brushing over it. If you guys are familiar with that term, it's you just use very little, brush a lot of it off, so that you just get a heavy streaky look. You're not actually painting a solid look. You see how it's working there? You got to be kind of careful, like right there. I was a little heavy-handed and didn't brush enough off before I started. So this is what you're going to do with the browns. You're going to go over, or that kind of, you know, golden brown color. Go around the burr and the base of it, the main beam. I'm just throwing all the terms in there because I looked them up. So really, why not? Use them if I know them. So once you get that one done, put it aside. See how kind of rough it is? That's good. You want it like that. Rough is good. Then do it to the other number or antler, whatever you're doing there. Again, paint it all around. Paint the bottom, paint the sides. And for the final touch, I'm taking more of like a grayish brown color, and I'm going inside the little grooves that I made just to kind of give it a little darker detailing. Like I said, the antlers, the coloring is not clean and crisp. It's very streaky and shaded and graded and all other kinds of aided words. So that's what I'm doing here, just adding more detail to it. So I'm doing it to the other one now, just like before, around the base too, where, you know, it detached from the pedicle. You want to go a little bit heavier on it because it is a little darker there. And that's where all your blood vessels and everybody are coming in. Well, actually, no, that's not true. It was in the velvet. Anyway. Anyway, so yes, add a couple little streaks along the actual tines, along the beam. You know, fill it in however you see fit. And since this is clay, you know, I'm using my fingers sometimes just to kind of rub it in, get all physical with it. And once you let this all dry, I ended up using a gloss polymer clay finish, a clear coating basically that seals it. So that's what I did, and that's what you're going to see in the final picture when it's a little bit shiny. There we go. Now you can see. See, they're kind of rough. They're kind of antlery. And when they were done, they really come out very cool. So hopefully you like this. Hopefully you'll subscribe. Please check out my other videos, and I will catch you all next time. Bye-bye.